Hello everybody and welcome to another week of NJCU, fighting through the ECAC Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Bracket, and now they're up against the University of Hartford's Red team.
Yep, and after this, assuming that they win, if they do win, we will see them face off in the quarterfinals of the ECAC against the winner of St. John's and Nazareth. So definitely an exciting night ahead of us. I am TurquioseYoshi. Join with me is, if you'll introduce yourself.
I'm KiloMiles, and we are happy to bring you another week of this because, well, I've gotten to know the NJCU roster quite well in all my time. I mean, there have been some changes, like Zigga getting a little more cracked some weeks and Hydra doing Hydra things, but it's honestly been nice. Been nice being on this stream this entire time, getting to know these guys as they go through this. And again, gotta set up the stakes for you real quick. They have been undefeated for 2 seasons straight, and they're undefeated now in their 3rd season too, looking to take it home.
And undefeated without even a single game loss. It's incredible how far this team has gone against such varied competition, and now we are finally getting to the this is the real important part of the season. You know, you've got the playoffs. We're moving towards the later stages of playoffs. We're still a little bit on the early side. Round of 16 is a bit on the early side, and then round of we're getting right into it.
Yeah. We got a Calm from Red on the Peach, taking on Ziglet, the standard opener, but it looks like they're just doing a quick button check first.
Looks like we are, but or a very interesting neutral.
It's all about conditioning. That's all it is.
Exactly.
You do down airs in the do float cancel up airs in this hand warmer. You come in, they're expecting a float cancel up air. Bam. Raw back air. Gets him every time. Trust me.
Now, I will say, I guess, on this matchup, assuming we do end up seeing Luigi Peach as this leading matchup for us, that's... Given how good Peach is, that's not a bad matchup for the Luigi, necessarily.
It's gonna be very combo-based. I mean, they're just gonna be smacking each other across the stage. One touch, and somebody's taking 80%. The thing I'm looking out for is Luigi has a better kill tool on stage thanks to the up B, the combo finisher, which Peach has, but not as well. Whereas Peach is very, very good off-stage game, can very easily get gimps, and Luigi is a linear recovery. So if you can exploit that, then Ziglet might be having some trouble.
Yeah, I think it will be definitely key for Ziglet to stay on the stage as much as possible. Try to find grabs, try to find Zairs, any damage that you can rack up onto this Peach. Not an incredibly heavy character, you can definitely find early kills. So that's what we're probably going to want to look out for. And Ziglet probably doesn't want to spend too much time off stage. Oh, that's a Diddy Kong, though.
I actually like this better for the neutral game, because if you're going to be playing against Peach, even though it's online Peach, the combos are still deadly, so you might as well give yourself a leg up in the neutral.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind the switch up at all. It's not a bad matchup.
Yeah.
Still, though, already taking a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, it's not bad. And oh, look at this! They're just holding onto the banana, not letting them get any setups, but they say, okay, fine, I'll just eat some back airs. Taste the foot. As Ziglet just kind of controlling center stage, but it's up to them to approach, technically. I mean, there's a time limit on crew battles, but you're not going to time them out forever as... Oh, that forward air. I don't think Ziglet was ready for that to connect.
Yeah, and Diddy himself is a pretty light character, so you can't get caught by a big Pharaoh like that near the edge of the stage. Even still, it's been a really impressive job by Calm holding on to these items that are so pivotal to this matchup while still throwing out a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they're not even really at kill percent now, and that is the one tool Ziglet really lost that you would have liked to see is early kill confirms. I mean, Diddy, of course, has kill confirms, like you see from that down tilt into the raw back air, but it's not really the same sort of stock stealing potential. I mean, some may get angry at me for saying Diddy is a more honest character, but it's true.
It's more difficult. It takes longer, I guess, to confirm. Even there, that's at 100%. Found the down tilt and still wasn't able to follow up on it. There is that time, but oh man, that didn't actually kill. That's
now the up smash going to be sailed, and oh, the down tilt's on shield. You know what Ziglet wants, but it's pretty safe, so it doesn't matter that you know. They're still going to go for it anyways. As Ziglet goes for that monkey flip, the Stitch face, they go right into it. No, Ziglet bumping their head on the turnip, and that's going to send them straight off the screen.
Yeah, Khan's done a really good job with these turnips this entire time, catching, and there's another one.
I think that was the one that killed Ziglet. They caught it, and that they've already done 60% to Ziglet. They're still on their first stock, and Ziglet's just throwing the turnips around.
Yeah, in a future match, I might like to see Ziglet move to something other than the Diddy Kong, because clearly it hasn't really found that pressure that you really want. Did get the one stock, so at the very least isn't going to 9-6 matchup, but gotta find something here.
If you're able to get Peach a little bit closer to the edge, but oh, the Peach Bomber in neutral, or was that a, yeah, that was the Peach Bomber, is going to be the end of it. KOP, gotta be taking U-Heart Red up 8-6 right now. Ziglet getting that one stock, like you said, is important, and I still do have faith in Hydra and Artie, but this is not a great start coming out here. I mean, obviously, you can attribute it some right here. Oh, sometimes things in Smash just look scripted. Like, no offense, Ziglet, but that was the most telegraphed turnip ever. But sometimes the most telegraphed things are the hardest to predict, because you're like, they'd never just do that, right? And then you go right into it.
Yeah, and that's always the thing you've got to look out for a character like Peach, is sometimes the Stitch will just be there, and you always have to be looking out for that. And Ziglet definitely respecting the approach kind of lower on the stage, respecting Peach's ability to stop that, but not really respecting the ability to stop anything above with that Stitch. I mean, I understand it because Stitch is such an incredibly rare circumstance, but still just got caught there, so now we will see probably Artie up next.
I would think Artie, yeah. You don't know what else this team has to offer. You want to scout out with Artie before Hydra comes in. The one thing I do want to say, because you mentioned low on the stage right there, that is exactly how they were getting a lot of their approaches. We saw it in one of the slowdowns. I didn't notice it in the moment, but you definitely noticed its effects. Because what they kept doing is going in and doing a float cancel nair right in front of Ziglet, not actually hitting him with it, and then Ziglet would just randomly whiff. It's because they were pancaking on purpose to get under the, like, peanut gun and stuff, or sometimes even, like, a forward tilt. Like, I saw it. Peach shouldn't have been able to duck it, but they nared, and for a single frame in that slowdown, I saw her just go, whoop. Bye-bye. Not gonna get hit by that, and they got a big punish, because once Peach gets in there...
And that is the scary part of a matchup like this, is that Diddy does have to rack up a lot, and Peach can definitely find very strong attacks out of a single whiff. And that's what we saw claim a lot of stocks there and do a lot of damage to Ziglet. So, unknowing of the result of this series, I think that Hartford has to be very happy with how that first matchup went, and potentially in Game 2, NJCU might want to rethink either the Diddy Kong or Ziglet starting up first. I would say probably rethink the Diddy Kong before anything else.
Yeah, I think obviously you need to see what these other players are running, because if you see some combo fodder, save Ziglet for a little bit. Send Artie in to deal with the Peach. I'm sure Artie's neutral can take care of that pretty easily. And one thing I do have to say, to a little bit of a correction, broadcast error, I did mention that Peach doesn't usually have the best time killing, but that was sort of from like a top tier mindset where it's like, or compared to Luigi, Peach isn't that good. But come on, Peach just has a Fair that kills you from the side of the stage at 120. The Peach Bomber killed Zigglet at like 90. So many tools that Peach just takes for granted. These people trying to say she's low tier, not low tier, mid tier. It makes me sick. Also,
not
look
to
at this
mention
tech online.
Yeah, not to mention a potentially the Stitch. Gotta watch out for the Stitch. We are going to see the double Palutenas out here, already followed by Hydra. That was just a button test, I suppose.
Though you never know. I remember day 1 of this season, they told me Artie also had a Joker, so you never know. Maybe it's another fake out. We thought we saw the Luigi, boom, Diddy Kong.
It's true, but at the same time, I still think we're gonna see the Palutena.
Yeah, PG...
I mean, there's a reason why.
Yeah, we are getting some info that Uhart is going to button check every match. So, just a forewarning, it's not actually the match; they're just making sure. But one thing I do want to mention about this team, even after the nerfs, PG Stats just came out with that little graph. Palutena statistically is the best character online.
I was going to mention that, actually.
Yeah.
Palutena is by far the most popular and with a pretty impressive win rate. So, not surprising that NJCU has done so well with these Palutenas. Not discounting their own talent, I suppose, their own skill, but still explains why both of them like playing this character.
Oh, and a bit of a waiting game of chicken right there. Artie was the first to approach, and they got the advantage because of it. As NJCU is going to be trying to... I mean, you just want to even it up as best you can right now. If Artie's able to just finish off these stocks before anything too bad happens, it's going to be pretty nice, as the sides are a little bit swapped right there, but we'll get that fixed in a moment's notice, as that counter is actually just going to send the Uhart's representative all the way across the stage.
Yeah.
Back and forth, though.
Artie has a bit of a... I guess the big difference in the matchup is that there are a couple more ways for Artie to, I guess, exhibit pressure onto Com, both at range and close up. There, the explosive flame. Ooh, that's a fun hitbox. I like that hitbox. Definitely a great job on Artie to catch Com there, but...
Yeah, I don't think that hits ledge, but I think Peach Bomber is one of those side Bs that doesn't quite grab ledge when you think it would, as Artie is steadily climbing back into this. I mean, they did get that one stock off, but right now, it is still going to be... I mean, 1 stock to 2 right now, so slightly behind. You want to get this down, and then maybe Artie can try and bring it back against the next person. I mean, this is still only the first representative from Uhart right now.
Yeah, I think if Artie can take just one here, just this one without losing another stock, at least set up Hydra in a place to succeed in the back leg of this, NJCU should be in a reasonably comfortable spot. Still, you do have to find that, and that was a really good turnip placement.
Yeah, and forward smashing on stage, that's just asking to get punished, but can't do much more than grab the back air right there. That will be the forward air evening up the stocks, except this is a crew battle, so that's going to hurt a lot more than it helps. Artie needs to find a way to find this kill now, but that's down tilt. They're holding an item. Already 55%. This could be the first player on Uhart getting him all the way down to 3 stocks. Hydra, the last leg for NJCU now, as Uhart. Still, this Peach player right here, KOP, is looking dominant.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge for Hartford. And yeah, another instance where you can see that it just felt like, I mean, it wasn't able to find the kill immediately, but still picked it up on the back end. Com just did a really great job of finding the instances where you can get kills as Peach. Always having pretty good spacing. I mean, being able to manage having 2 fewer stocks is very huge. And you can see finally on this last stock, getting the combo up to 55 and just finding Artie off stage. That is always one of the big presences of Peach. And yeah, just you just can't be down there. Holding the item is definitely a big, really hurt Artie there. But that is a huge lead for Hartford at this point. I guess the question is, can Hydra do that much? Because we've seen Hydra make some notable comebacks. But 7 stocks
true.
of comeback is huge.
Yeah, it does come down to the fact that Hydra just needs to do to them what they just did to NJCU. Which, when you phrase it like that, it always sounds a lot easier than what is about to happen to Hydra. Because these players, they can go for trades as much as they want, you know? Like, they don't care. They're gonna take out Hydra anyway. Like, as long as each one gets 1 stock off of Hydra, that's... I mean, that's game. They're gonna be the first team to take a crew battle against NJCU.
Yeah, not only that, when you are playing in those first couple of stages, you can say, yeah, I'm playing a bit calmer. I have less to worry about. If you are on, I guess, quote-unquote, like, borrowed time, I guess, as the winner of the first round playing against your second matchup, you can feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that whatever you do, at worst, you made it even. And that sort of calmness can help you relieve some of the pressure and make sure that you're not doing anything too risky or unsafe. I guess those are the same word, but when you are Hydra in this situation, you know you have to beat 3 opponents. You have to take 7 stocks. That's a pretty difficult series of events that you have to fill here, and regardless of how good you are, it is a very scary prospect to be in that kind of a hole immediately. That kind of a, having to come back from that kind of deficit.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you right there. And the thing about crew battles, though, we talk about this mentality that Hydra can't go for traits, U-Heart can. The thing is, if you get into that mentality, it can really be exploited heavily. Like, I, for one, have been in some crew battles that I was in no way qualified to be in. And I would go into them with the mentality of, I'm not trying to take 4 stocks, I'm trying to take 1 stock. But honestly, sometimes I think that made me a little more exploitable, because they knew I was going to pick the aggressive option, the risky option, to try and just get that 1 stock off. So, it's, honestly, as much as we talk about how trading could be optimal here, I think the best thing for U-Heart to do is just really calm their nerves and hold on. As just getting this button check real quick, make sure everything is all set up, and based on this movement from Calm, I think it's looking pretty well.
Yeah, Calm's been looking absolutely great for both of these matchups so far, regardless of how this one against Hydra goes. I think that Calm definitely has to be watched out for by NJCU. Remember, even though a loss here would be, a game loss here would be unfortunate for NJCU, ruining that perfect game record, they'd still be in the playoffs, they'd still be in the tournament. It's just 1 loss and a best of 3. It puts them down a game, 1 more and you're eliminated, but it's not a horrible situation if Hydra is unable to make this comeback happen. But it is really demoralizing for Hartford if it does. While NJCU being the top seed in the entire ECAC, it would be a bit disappointing to lose a game, to lose a game like this. For Hartford, it would feel even more disappointing to be in a position where they're so close to winning a game and they just don't find it. It might be difficult to come back in game number 2 if that were to happen, but we are going to get into this one. And the auto reticle start from the Valodana.
Just completely catching those jumps right there. Calm not even getting a chance, but turn up into the grab is going to give a little bit of percent lead, but Hydra is looking to keep him choked out for as long as possible, playing under this platform right here so you can't approach from above as easily. Calm now sees center stage, but Hydra will take it right back with that nair as they're going to avoid that explosive flame with a neutral getup. And Hydra right now, I'm actually really liking their play, but it's still a lot of trades. Oh, I thought for a second Hydra might not have had a jump based on how low they were going.
Yeah, that was very scary there for a minute, but Hydra absolutely knows what has to be done, and we're kind of in a last hit situation here. This could be big if Hydra can just find it. That won't do it.
Yeah, on point. Peach. Oh, going for it all right there. The nair gives stage control back to Calm. I appreciate the attempt, but now Calm, there didn't get a lot from it. Oh, and that's the back air. That's the one stock they needed. And a dot eye too. They could get some serious damage right here. This could be bad, but Hydra gonna get him off stage anyway. Maybe gonna go for a nair again, but instead they just get the 2-frame right there. Not gonna get hit by the umbrella hitboxes. Calm right now is honestly star player for you Hartford. If all of them are like this, I'm expecting good things. They did always get hit by that falling side B, but Hydra, that was pretty nice.
I mean, Calm's not just the star player. Calm's been the only player so far for Hartford, and has already racked up such a huge lead for the other members. See here on this kind of last hit scenario, just able to find it on the shield after the jump read, I guess. And still Hydra loves that explosive flame descending, but see if it works continuing forward.
And that was another pancaking example. You see that? Hydra went to space a back air and Peach just slipped right under it.
It's been happening a lot. It's been really impressive from Calm what has been done with the pancaking that typically, I mean, you don't think of Peach as necessarily a huge pancaking character, but it's been working really, really well. And I think that's what's thrown a lot of these NJCU members off their rhythm, because they just don't expect a Peach to be moving and dodging attacks like this. So, a huge success there for Calm, getting one stock off of Hydra in exchange for one of their own. We don't even know who the other members of Hartford are at this point.
That is a good point, though. Because NJCU, the thing I've always said about them, they're so much better the second game than the first. And that sounds like a John. But Hydra right now, you need to get all the way to that third player. You need to blow through the second player, even if they have a stock lead over you. Even if you don't beat the third player, just having that info about who could come in is crucial to setting up your game plan, deciding who your order is. Because having that big question mark is gonna hurt.
Yeah, NJCU is a fantastic adaptation team. And even though obviously this team has not lost the first game ever, as you said, they are always better the second game. They're always fantastic at adapting. And we are going to see Goonie with the Greninja. I want to say Goonie is the captain, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
I think I've read that on their page. Yep, Goonie is on a different bullet point than all the other members, so I'm pretty sure they are the captain.
That sounds like how website design works.
The Greninja Online it hurts. Like, I actually have a Greninja secondary, I'll tell you. I think Greninja, out of every character I've played, somehow feels the worst to play online. Like, even worse than characters like Peach. Because without his, very specific drag down setups and unable to get, consistent, even, consistent full hops and stuff, it can be scary. So, Goonie can't let the pressure get to them, or not even the pressure. It's a kind of weird pressure that it's experienced when you're fighting top players, where you get that feeling, you're like, oh, I'm about to beat them. All I need to do is just keep my lead and I beat them. I'm about to beat them, and then you lose. Not only are they playing the undefeated team, they're also playing an actual top player. So that could be very tough to contend with.
And I mean, the difference of starting this 1-0, even, I mean, especially if Goonie is able to finish this one out right now, that would be absolutely huge for game number 2, because even with adaptation, NJCU has no idea who that third person is. So that could be an incredible tool in making sure that they are not able to be adapted to as easily as, say, if they were to lose, or if Goonie was to even drop this one.
We are actually getting into it now. Hydra getting that initial percent lead, but not getting the 2-frame on Greninja, which is always unfortunate. But Greninja has a recovery that you can usually get off stage to contest without having too much fear. It's just a water box, as that forwarder is going to send Goonie off stage. Once again, missing the 2-frame. That was the hardest read right there.
That was a real read there.
I guess it did cover the cross-up because of, well, Palutena. But, it was still pretty optimistic, but Goonie
still wasn't necessarily punished. That's the thing that that was potentially very scary. The water's scary, actually. But Hydra's done a very good job of keeping Goonie off. That wasn't really working as well against Calm, but working very well, I think, in this matchup here.
Yeah, Uhart having some trouble getting in. But Goonie, I like some of the ideas they've had. The execution just hasn't been always there. As players of Hydra's caliber, they have a habit of not giving you enough space to do the things you know you should be able to do. Like, even something as simple as a shuffle, where you just short hop, fast fall, and get a good hit. Like, sometimes you just mess those up because you're just so focused on getting that one hit.
And especially when you're playing against a character like Palutena, who has so many options of keeping characters like Greninja at bay, you always have to be afraid of just getting hit by something when you're trying to move in, and that's what's been happening to Goonie so much. Now is finally finding a couple of hits, but we'll see if it can get a stock off of it.
I'm reading the aggression right there with the falling counter. It's going to give them the lead that they need to send Goonie off stage. Not going to hit the 2-frame once again, but that hasn't really been bothering them so much, as Goonie is slowly, step by step, trying to take back center stage, but they're scared because they know that one burst option could be their doom, as that side B almost killing Hydra.
Really close.
And then just going for the... Hydra went a little bit above the stage there. That could have been deadly, but instead Goonie going to be on ledge. But there's the 2-frame. No follow-up, though, because of the percent. Not quite high enough. But they're still going to get him off stage. A down throw into the forward air. I think Goonie held hard in, because that's definitely not true. But sometimes the nerves get to you. And now 2 stocks to 3. NJCU, or Hydra rather, has a chance to bring this back.
Yeah, that's a huge win by Hydra there. Definitely bringing that one so much closer, and did just a really good job of finding Goonie in the neutral. Always pushing Goonie off stage and making sure, as there, just not really having room to recover, always having a really good response, and things that Goonie wasn't really prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And here at the end, yeah, that's that shouldn't be true, but I wonder what Goonie was trying to do there, and maybe it is just nerve.
I actually think I know exactly what happened there. It's all about the mentality. It's all about the mix-ups, because that was a DI mix-up. They know that down throw forward air is not a combo anymore. That's been patched out for a while. I don't even remember. That wasn't even the most recent patch. That was the patch before it. But forward throw, if they held hard out, might have just straight up killed them. Like, I don't know about the power on forward throw, but a lot of throws that shouldn't kill will if you just hold out on them. So why would you hold out when you're being grabbed right next to the ledge? But that was exactly what they needed to do to avoid the down throw forward air, which again, not a true combo. But if your opponent thinks they're going out and they instead are a little bit closer to you than they think, then same result either way. They're still heading into that blast zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another reason why Hydra's just such a good player. And now we are going to see the button test for the last player. It's Shank for Hartford. And Hydra, all Hydra has to do is win a 2-stock versus 3-stock matchup here. That's not incredibly... I mean, saying that for Hydra, we've seen Hydra win 2-stock versus 3-stock matchups many, many times. And as I said before, how demoralizing must it be for Hartford to be so close for your first player to take 7 stocks and then still not find a victory?
Yeah, I think the strategy might have been the inverse of what NJCU does, where they have Hydra as the anchor. Instead, they might have put their best foot forward, with Calm coming in to take away a massive advantage. Like, literally, exactly what Hydra has just done. Take so many stocks. Except do it first instead of later. Which, I see the idea behind it, and I actually think I might like it more on paper. But then you're putting a lot of pressure on your less skilled players if you're trying to do that as Shank. A lot of pressure.
Either way, I'm curious to see how these teams decide to mix things up in game number 2 or in set number 2, I guess. Or no, game number 2. I'm getting game and set mixed up. But I'm guessing that there will be changes for these teams. It's possible they'll both line up in the same formation. Because Hydra is really taking care of Shank right now. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not it, actually.
The up air is actually going to kill.
Yeah.
I thought Link might have had a little more borrowed time right there, but...
Yeah, I liked the idea from Shank of trying to make sure that they got to stage, I guess, a little bit safer, but was just in special fall, and at that percent, you can kind of expect something like that to happen. You've always got to be worried about it.
Now Shank really doing a good job.
Interesting mechanic. I didn't know that would happen. I guess functionally it works. There it is, the first
simple until you introduce boomerang physics into it. Then it gets a little complicated, as Hydra has now gained the lead after being down to 7 stocks to 3.
Yeah, I was about to say that. And these explosive... Wow, the explosive flame into auto reticle, moving upwards, has not been something Hydra has really been attempting. It might just be a weight class issue, but it's been working really well right here against Shank. And now you gotta be worried if you're Shank that you and Goonie just blew a 6 stocks to 2 lead.
Getting the parry right there. Now Shank getting the uppy out of shield. The Z-drop bomb is not going to connect onto Hydra. They're going to use their invincibility on that get up. Oof. And the uppy will actually make this an even game, but a bit of legend platform invulnerability. They're going to avoid it, though. Have a chance right now, but getting caught by that Nair isn't a good way to use it.
Yeah, when Shank just needed to find one more hit to KO is a little bit easier, but now trying to go from 0 to getting this stock is so difficult against Hydra, just so oppressive of an attack.
And the fact that they're pairing all of these Nairs, you gotta find a way to mix up your timing. Whether you just don't fast fall it.
Wow.
Oh! They actually get the tech! Amazing tech right there from Shank, but it will be enough. They're able to get off the stage, but all of these parries from Hydra into the down throw, into the forward air right there. But either way, at that percent, at that ledge, you were dead anyways. That was the only thing you could hope to do, DI-in. And
yeah, that was an incredible tag. I've never seen that one before.
That's some melee stuff right there. Like, you see it being spiked all the time, but on stages like that where there's no wall, you don't usually get to see that. But right on that little lip, they're able to get the tech right there.
Hydra doing a great job with these explosive flames, causing a bunch of pressure even if Shank is not getting hit by them. It's always so scary to try to contend with, and you can see there why Shank is so afraid of them. And then we got back to the one stock Shank was able to take. Shank did a pretty good job at finishing off the stock, knowing that they had the up B in order to finish it off, but here just got caught. Just got caught by the grab, and anything at that percent where you get caught is just going to be the end for you. And despite how difficult it looked, despite the 7-2 lead that Hartford had at one point, NJCU takes game number 1.
And with that 1-0 lead, Hart, they're really going to have to rethink how they approach this. Oh, hold on, I want to just get a look at this tech again right here. Going up to the ledge, wait way too long, and oof. But they get the tech and the air dodge in immediately. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was nice. But the instant reaction from Hydra was good.
Yeah, I think Hydra just did a really impressive job of even seeing that and staying calm and saying, okay, I know where you're going. You just air dodged into me. I can still grab you, still put you back off stage, and you're in the same position you were before with a bit more percent. And yeah, that's gotta feel bad for Hartford.
It's gotta feel terrible. But they have him between the matches to start getting things all patched up. As we're going to go for a tiny break. When we return, we're going to see the continuation, the next crew battle, see if NJU will close it out or if Hartford can keep it easy again. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the NJCU eSports stream. I'm KiloMiles, joined by TurquioseYoshi, and right now NJCU up 1-0 in crew battles against Hartford, but not exactly a regular 1-0 right now.
It wasn't an incredibly impressive performance after Hartford's comm took the first 7 stocks off of NJCU all the way down to Hydra's last 2 stocks, and still Hydra was able to pull that one all the way back and win on their final stock. But now we are seeing a bit of a mix-up here. That does appear to be Zieglet's Luigi versus Gooni's Greninja. Goonie was the second player for Hartford on the last game. I'm not surprised to see this mix-up. I think it makes more sense for Hartford at this point to say, if we can't get rid of Hydra ourselves, we are going to want our best player to deal with Hydra. The only person who even took a stock off of Hydra was Calm. So leaving Calm for last in that matchup with probably Hydra, I think is probably the safest way to go about it. It's a little bit less aggressive. You're less likely to get that huge stock lead, that huge 6-2 stock lead that they held up, but it might be more likely that they win at the very end against Hydra and that Calm doesn't burn themselves out with all of the early matches, leaving Hydra to just wipe up all of the easier to beat players, I guess. The simpler matchups.
And the thing we do gotta keep in mind, the clutch factor of NJCU, and normally I don't like to dish out praise like this, but when a team is literally number 1, I can. The thing that sets NJCU apart, a lot of teams have that one good player, that one maybe even top player to come in. Not all teams have a full team of very, very good players, and even though Zieglet and Artie couldn't quite keep it even against Calm, I have a feeling that their average skill level might be a little bit more than what Hart has to offer, and that's what's kept them at number 1. But Goonie, looking to prove me wrong right now. Not doing it very well, though.
And not doing it very well. I mean, that's the concerning thing, I think, with that strategy for Hartford, is that maybe you aren't in that situation where you lose 1-0, but that might be because Calm has to come out so much earlier because Zieglet wins maybe 1 stock left. Zieglet takes maybe 1 stock off of the Shank, and everything just goes a little bit cleaner for NJCU leading up to the very end of the matchup. I mean, I do agree, Gooni's just having some issues there. That doesn't KO. I actually did expect that too.
Yeah, good DI right there from you, Goonie, but gonna need more than DI to take this stock. Ninja has a lot of kill confirms, especially coming in at this percentage in particular. If they get Zieglet near the ledge and get a down tilt into forward air, not on this stock, but the next one, that could be a kill right away, as trying to get the landing nair into down tilt, but again, can't quite land it. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Greninja, in my opinion, one of the hardest characters online.
Yeah, it's very difficult to execute a lot of the things there, but that's not that hard to execute. Just roll, use your forward smash on a slowly moving target. That one you can get. Still, it can be hard to rack up this percent. Ziglet's already around 60% up here. Have to see what Goonie can try to do. Not going to find it there.
Yeah, Ziglet's getting away with a lot of shielding here, too. Like, almost everything is being shielded. If Goonie gets a little more aggressive with grabs, I mean, Greninja does have grab combos, then I think they could condition Ziglet into being more open to not shielding their kill confirms coming in and instead going for spot dodges.
Mm-hmm. Which can definitely be dangerous by itself. See how Ziglet wants to finish out this stock. Ooh, has been going for that, the rising down B, but hasn't wasn't able to connect with it there. Goonie's done a good job of making sure that the kills don't land, especially kind of the DI there, making the screen wider, being able to move out across it. Goonie has taken a lot more percent, but Ziglet's done or Goonie rather has done a better job at staying alive longer, able to find a couple of extra percent around. And now trying to pick up an early kill. I don't know if it'll happen, but now we're back at center stage for each of them.
Yeah, Ziglet can't keep fighting that projectile war. They're going to lose it every time, so instead they ignore the projectiles, go straight in, swinging their arms wildly. The Flailing's going to take away his stock from Goonie, as there's the grab, and they have full rage right now. This could be deadly, but the last hit doesn't hit. They get the crouch out, and they get a second chance right here. I thought that was it.
It's always very scary, but even still, it's a worrying situation for Goonie, knowing that something like that can happen. Any moment you can get Luigi'd. And they're not able to punish that dash attack. That dash attack can be difficult, and there it is. But even that does not KO Goonie's. Oh no. Goonie went too far off stage, and despite the fact that Luigi's not a great offstage character, I mean, if you have ledge, it's just going to be better every day of the week. Goonie just was not interacting with Ziglet's recovery. If they had, potentially it would have cost Ziglet a stock, but instead, Goonie got taken out way earlier than he really wanted to.
Yeah, that's the thing about Luigi off stage. I mean, obviously, like you said, Luigi off stage, not great. But Greninja, even though he has a sort of bootleg Pikachu recovery, it is still very predictable because there's no hitbox and it's way slower. So if you know they're going straight up at you, there's almost no risk to just going down and down airing.
Mm-hmm. You can see there, Ziglet was able to just get back onto the stage and had the positioning. I mean, that was the perfect spot that you want to be in order to counter a Greninja recovery as Luigi. A great job finding that sweet spot on the down air as well, and just cutting off the escape path. That's difficult of a start for Hartford. Already down 2 stocks. I mean, part of the advantage they got last time was because Ziglet got caught very unawares by Calm. Not to discount Calm's skill, but mostly that Hartford felt very ahead because their best player started out. And now that we know that Hydra would be able to take care of Shank, now we're in a bit of an awkward situation where, do you send Calm out to try to deal with Ziglet? Do you think Calm can take care of Ziglet even with NJCU's adaptations? And do you think that sending Calm out now would even allow you to beat Hydra at the end? Those are a lot of scary questions, and if you do send Shank out now, you come into a situation where maybe Calm does have to just pick up the load for the entire rest of the... For making up a similar deficit as Hydra did in game number 1, and that includes taking out 3 stocks of Hydras, which is incredibly difficult by itself.
Mm-hmm. As right now, if you remember correctly, the way the other game started out was both Artie and Ziglet both took 1 stock from Calm. That's not going to be the case this time, as now, if they wanted to give Calm that easy game, Shank needs to take 5 stocks from NJCU, which I really don't see happening. So now the question remains, will the endurance test hold up? Like, will Calm be able to breeze through the other players on UHeart like Hydra did on the other UHeart players, or will Shank come alive? I mean, Shank did get a stock off Hydra, but it did come after a hard-fought battle.
And also Shank had all 3 stocks to work with as well, and was kind of fishing for some of those kills at the end, despite them not necessarily being incredibly safe. I do think that Shank has to at least finish off Ziglet here. I think that is absolutely necessary. If Shank can't finish off Ziglet, I think this series is just over, because I don't think that Calm can get through Ziglet again, Artie again, and then all 3 stocks of Hydras. But if Shank can find 2 stocks here, 1 stock against Artie, Calm was able to take care of Artie pretty easily last time. We could see Calm in a situation where maybe you're at a 2 versus 3 against Hydra, which doesn't look great, but also it could be a lot worse. But I think the big thing will be Shank's performance right here. How well can Shank keep up with Ziglet and this pressure that Luigi is always putting out as a character like Link, who wants to have a bit more space and can create that space for themselves, but it's difficult. It's just very difficult.
The one thing I'm looking for, you can't get predictable with how you get out of the corner, because Ziglet's going to have trouble getting to that corner, but when he does, what he's going to do, he's going to watch you. You're going to roll away, you're going to jump away, you're going to go to ledge, shouldn't go to ledge, you're going to shield. What are you going to do to get Ziglet off of you? And they might not get it the first time. How about the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time? The longer Shank drags out, zoning out Luigi, the more opportunity Ziglet has to look at where they're going to be going and what they can do to punish it. And you don't want to let Luigi know where you're gonna go for certain at any %.
And that's why I think control of this second matchup here is going to be so important, because especially kind of that center stage control, because if Link can hold center stage and kind of push Luigi out, it's kind of difficult for Luigi to do a whole lot and can get hit by a lot of projectiles in the process. But if Ziglet can actually run up on Shank, dodge some of those projectiles, get in, get a grab, get a Zair, anything that starts a combo, and can get Shank off stage, it might be very difficult for Shank to get anywhere back there. I believe this is the button test for our second game here.
Yeah, I think that's just on our end. According to Sable Detect, it's looking fine, I think. I actually don't know how to read Sable Detect. And I don't know if the stream can see it either. On some streams you can, some you can't.
Stream can see it. But...
And no F's on Sable Detect, according to our producer. And that's a good thing, because if there's one thing we don't want on broadcast, it's F's. As we will be going into our next game soon enough. And
it's gonna be a long night.
It's going to be Shank taking on Ziglet right now. And at the minute, Ziglet is down a stock, which is a lead that you can leverage, obviously. But we've seen Ziglet at this deficit before come back in a big way. And I like the Yoshi's counter pick. That could definitely mess up the combos if you get grabbed at a certain part of the stage.
But it could also provide a little bit of a weird cover, and that's and that's a good start for Shank finding that. But that's not a good start for Shank getting hit by 60%. Got Luigi.
they did get Luigi'd already at 79%, but they're avoiding the kill moves right now. But being off stage, especially with these Zairs, we've seen what Ziglet can do with those, especially as they hit Shank off. Ooh, I was scared for a moment right there. They're not going to make the mistake of approaching a charging forward smash. Instead, just going to smack Ziglet with a boomerang right there, but still at a deficit as that's a kill confirm window. But the platform lets them get out of it, but they drop shield for the final hit of Luigi Cyclone. They're still going to survive until they fall right into Luigi's forehead, which is going to take the stock pretty much even right now for Ziglet.
Yeah, and that means Ziglet's up 3 stocks. Definitely a huge win right there for Ziglet. And something that Ziglet's been really good at is racking up that percent, even if actually finding the KOs has been a little bit difficult. Shank has just not really been able to get anything done. Like, even there, got the parry, is in a decent spot, but all you can really do is move away, try to throw the boomerangs, and Ziglet can do that. That wasn't where I was going with it, but sometimes if you just get too close to the Luigi just hits you.
Yep, he had a shield, and falling Luigi Cyclone too to choke out anything they want to do. This is looking quickly like Ziglet just wants a rematch against Calm. They're like, bring out the Peach! I want my second shot. It wasn't fair last time. As Ziglet is already at a percentage lead. Yep, he's not going to kill, and it's a little bit staled now, but all they need to do is hit Shank a couple times, which, if history is to... Fine. One arrow.
That was a good tap right there. That was a very good tap by Shank. It felt like Ziglet got a little bit greedy on the recovery, but Shank still did a good job capitalizing on that one.
Is Luigi Cycle... What even happened there? Did he get hit by a nair? I've never seen Luigi Cyclone get interrupted quite like that, but it is going to save Shank's life for the moment, but being off stage right there and hanging onto the ledge when you know they're going to run forward and down tilt isn't great as they jump right into that up smash, and Turquoise?
That was a good read.
This is what we saw Calm do. This is the Calm move, but Ziglet's
exactly
doing it
what we saw Calm
this
do,
is
actually.
Angry Ziglet.
And it's scary when you put it like that, because Ziglet is not the core of this NJCU team. At the very least, not the anchor of the team, not the player that you expect to be doing this. And it really speaks to the adaptation, because even with that first game, Ziglet was clearly caught a little bit off guard by Calm. But now, up against matchups, a little bit more comfortable with that Luigi, able to find everything that's needed. There, lost that 1 stock, a little bit unnecessary, feels a little bad, but cannot fault Ziglet at all with how great this performance has been, leaving 6 stocks on the board for the rest of their team, while still keeping that 1 for Calm. Yeah, that's... Shank is just moving too close.
And one thing you gotta keep in mind, you do learn more losing than you do winning. It's kind of a fact of life right there. And maybe, just maybe, Ziglet losing to Calm might give them the edge coming up in this matchup. Now, I don't know if Ziglet, as good as that performance was from Ziglet, I don't know if they're coming back to get the 1 stock to 3 domination that we've seen them do before. But I do think Ziglet does have a chance to really just get a crack in the wall, you know? That's all you need.
Here's my question for you. What do you think Ziglet plays?
What do I think? I don't think you can switch characters.
Oh, that's a good point. It has to be Luigi. You're absolutely right. I completely forgot about that. That completely blanked.
Yeah, I don't think the Diddy comes up anyways.
That's the thing. I don't think the Diddy would have been a good matchup. I prefer to see Ziglet on something that, at the very least, Calm will not be used to from Ziglet. Clearly, Calm has just watched both of their teammates get demolished by this Luigi, but it's a bit different playing against the Luigi yourself. Maybe Ziglet finds 1 stock out of this. I mean, Ziglet has already absolutely done everything necessary, so anything additional Ziglet can find would be huge for NJCU, for Artie, who had such a difficult time against Calm last time, and for Hydra, who in terms of stocks, went 1-1 against Com. Com got the first stock in that matchup. If it ended up as a 3-3, I don't know who necessarily comes out on top. I think it would probably be Hydra, but it would be a little bit more worrying. But if Ziglet can find something here, then it definitely takes a lot of the weight off of the chest of NJCU.
Pikachu. And no, that was Raichu. What am I talking about? This is Smash Brothers, not Pokemon. Why are there Pokemon here? And anyways, Calm.
Pokemon Stadium.
I thought this was a button check for a second, but Calm, they are willing to wait for Ziglet because you know what? Do it. Camp that platform as much as you want right there, because here and now, you need to take every bit of percentage you can get. Nothing is gonna be free.
You've got 10 minutes. You can wait there. Definitely just smart of Com, but goodbye Ziglet catching the turn up. Didn't actually get anything out of that one, but does seem like Ziglet learned a little bit from that first matchup.
It's still very much doable right now. Gonna get the hit
It is finding Com a lot more often with this Luigi. Might just be a bit more comfortable with the Luigi. Oh! That's huge.
There we go. There we go.
Ziglet
was like, I knew I could do better. I knew I could do better. But there's the grab. Are they gonna drop it this time? I don't think so. But no, the SDI out makes the up B miss. Good job right there from Com to keep this stock on them. But this could very easily be it.
My goodness.
Ziglet! Woo! Ziglet! You can't do this! Why is it only Ziglet who does this? Who, like, they don't do so well the first game, so they come back in. Like, I think Ziglet is the best angry player. The misfire! They're gonna die to the folk cancel in air, but oh man, putting Com on one stock to finish that off. 8 stocks taken by Ziglet, and now Artie and Hydra are both waiting there to finish them off. I can't imagine a better performance. Better than Ziglet's 9 stock the other week. I think this is good because of how Com demolished them last time. Like,
yeah, such a great adaptation and such a great job at Ziglet just finding the connections with everything. One of the big things about Peach is that without the turnip, you can be a little bit low ranged. And so you can see Ziglet in a couple of these instances catching with fireballs or the Zaire, things that Com isn't necessarily in range for, or in range to punish even, or really interact with. And so Ziglet definitely playing absolutely incredibly right there. So now we'll see what Artie can do. Artie just needs 1 stock and Hydra can just sit back and relax. And even if not, Hydra just needs 1 stock versus 3, and that's if that's assuming Com can even come back and 3-0 Artie, which will be a difficult task in and of itself.
I talked about it. You learn more from losing, and Ziglet showing that they definitely studied up. And Artie, even without the practice, the prep time, without the experience from losing, they still did manage to take a stock off Com. So with 3 stocks, I mean, I got faith. I got faith that Artie can do this. Can give Hydra a break before our double feature tonight. Because remember, this match, it is not a one and done. We still got another one coming at you after this, as soon as the other teams come at you. Right now they are playing. Which ones are they? They are
Nazareth and St. John's.
St. Joseph's, I think.
St. Joseph's. You're right.
They did get hyped up by the coaching staff on the side of NJCU, but see if they have to do that. Is this gonna be? Oh, I guess this far into the match, I guess they don't want button checks. It's 3 stocks to 1. Artie, looking. I mean,
finding the auto reticle, the Palutena classic.
Just press B is knock that turnip straight out of their hands, and Artie wanted that. Wait, Artie grabbed it, but not gonna get a chance to use it.
Yeah, I don't know that Artie wants to hold on to those turnips all the time anymore.
Yeah, after what happened last time with the board smash.
Great job finding
Com off stage.
Good job by Calm on the recovery, making sure you don't get too framed.
Yeah. You can see Calm a little bit scared, but the nerves aren't getting to them enough that they can't get their safe shield pressure with that back air. Gonna go to ledge, though. Gonna get off thanks to the roll. The explosive flame not gonna catch them, but still up in percent right now. Already still on their first stock. Whew, nice spot dodge.
That's the thing. Already doesn't have to worry about anything except taking this stock. Can go for a little bit of risky moves. Can... Oh. Nice read. That was a good read.
And...
I mean, Calm had been doing that trick where you short hop, float, try to find something, but Artie just says, "No, I'm just gonna up smash, and you're gonna die." That's it. 2-0 NJCU, just taking it.
Yeah,
incredibly clean game number 2.
I feel like this is a very important showing from NJCU because like I said, a lot of teams have that one good player. Artie and Ziglet came in to show that NJCU, they got the full package, baby. Even if Cobb might have gotten that early lead, that was still an amazing showing from Ziglet and Artie to show that they weren't out of it yet. And Artie not even dropping a stock right there to Cobb. That's what really matters. That's the honor, because Ziglet had so many punching bags to regain his honor on. Artie, they only had the one, and they used it.
Yeah, definitely really impressive from Artie making that matchup work this time. Might have learned a little bit from Hydra's matchup against Calm, but even then, Hydra didn't play all that fantastic, so just really impressive from Hydra. Always knew what needed to be done and did go for some of those risky plays, because you did just need that one stock. Oh man. 2-0, another 2-0.
Another 2-0.
It might have felt a little bit weird to us, but in all the record books, it's just going to be another 2-0 on the backs of NJCU, and that'll put them into the quarterfinals of the ECAC.
They'll either be, like we said, taking on St. Joseph's or Nazareth, but those two teams are not done playing yet. Stay tuned, but just keep it open on your phone. Switch to another tab. Go get some water, go get some dinner, but stay tuned, because when we will be back from this break, after SJU and Nazareth are done, we will get to play the winner of that match in the quarterfinals, see if NJCU can continue their undefeated streak. So don't go anywhere. I've been KiloMiles, casting with TurquioseYoshi. We will be back soon enough.